Imagine waking up tomorrow. You feel exhausted, even after 8 hours of sleep. The gym suddenly feels twice as hard. Your motivation disappears. Your confidence fades. Your sex drive drops. Even simple decisions seem mentally draining. What if I told you that one hormone could influence all of these? Most people think testosterone is simply the hormone that makes men muscular, aggressive, or masculine. But that's only a small part of the story. Testosterone affects your muscles, bones, brain, heart, mood, fertility, and energy. And here's something that surprises many people. Women produce testosterone too. In fact, without testosterone, neither men nor women could function at their best. So today, let's uncover the hidden power of one of the most important hormones in the human body. Testosterone is a steroid hormone belonging to a group called androgens. Although it's often called the male sex hormone, that's not entirely accurate. It exists in both men and women. The difference lies in how much each body produces. In adult men, testosterone levels are roughly 10 to 20 times higher than in adult women. In men, around 95% of testosterone is produced in the testes, while a small amount comes from the adrenal glands. In women, testosterone is produced by the ovaries and adrenal glands, but in much smaller quantities. Its production is controlled by a communication system called the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, or HPG axis. The brain continuously monitors hormone levels. When testosterone drops, the hypothalamus releases GnRH, which signals the pituitary gland to release LH and FSH. LH stimulates the testes, or the ovaries in women, to produce testosterone. Once enough testosterone is present, the brain reduces these signals through a feedback mechanism. This keeps hormone levels within a healthy range. Think of it as your body's thermostat. Not too high, not too low, just enough to keep everything functioning properly. Now, let's explore one of testosterone's most visible roles: building and maintaining your body. One reason testosterone is so famous is its ability to increase muscle size and strength. It does this by stimulating protein synthesis, the biological process where your body repairs and builds muscle fibers after exercise. When you lift weights, tiny microscopic tears form in your muscles. Testosterone helps repair those tears, allowing the muscles to become stronger and larger over time. But muscles aren't its only target. Testosterone also helps maintain bone density. Throughout life, your bones constantly break down and rebuild. Testosterone helps shift that balance toward rebuilding, making bones stronger and reducing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures later in life. The hormone also influences fat distribution. Healthy testosterone levels help the body maintain a greater proportion of lean muscle compared to fat. When testosterone falls significantly, people often notice increased body fat, particularly around the abdomen, and reduced muscle mass. Another lesser-known function involves the blood itself. Testosterone stimulates the bone marrow to produce red blood cells. These cells carry oxygen throughout the body. More healthy red blood cells mean better oxygen delivery to muscles and organs, supporting endurance, physical performance, and overall energy. Finally, testosterone plays an essential role in sexual health. It helps regulate libido, supports erectile function in men through multiple biological pathways, and is necessary for normal sperm production. In women, it also contributes to sexual desire and satisfaction. But here's where things become even more fascinating. Testosterone doesn't just shape the body. It also influences one of the most complex organs in the human body, the brain. And the relationship between testosterone and the human mind is far more complicated than the internet would have you believe.
In the next part, we'll explore how testosterone affects motivation, confidence,
risk-taking, memory, decision-making, emotions, and why calling it the aggression hormone is one of the biggest myths in modern science.
So far, we've seen how testosterone shapes the body, but its influence doesn't stop at muscles and bones. It also reaches one of the most complex organs in the human body, the brain. For decades, scientists have studied how testosterone affects our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. The results are fascinating, but they also reveal that many popular beliefs are oversimplified. Testosterone doesn't control your personality. It doesn't magically make someone confident, and it certainly doesn't turn a peaceful person into an aggressive person overnight. Instead, it changes how the brain responds to different situations. Think of testosterone as an amplifier, not a controller. It can increase the intensity of certain tendencies, but your environment, life experiences, genetics, other hormones, conscious choices all play major roles in determining how you actually behave.
One of testosterone's most noticeable effects is on motivation and energy. People with healthy testosterone levels often report feeling more energetic, driven, and willing to take on challenges. This doesn't mean testosterone creates ambition from nothing. Instead, it appears to influence brain circuits involved in reward, motivation, and goal-directed behavior. When testosterone levels become unusually low, many people experience persistent fatigue, reduced motivation, and a lack of enthusiasm for activities they once enjoyed. Even everyday tasks can begin to feel exhausting. Some people also notice reduced self-confidence, not because testosterone directly creates confidence, but because low energy, reduced physical performance, and lower libido can collectively affect how someone feels about themselves.
Testosterone also contributes to emotional health. Healthy levels are associated with maintaining a stable mood and a sense of well-being. Low testosterone has been linked to symptoms such as persistent fatigue, low mood, irritability, difficulty enjoying life, reduced interest in social or romantic relationships. However, it's important to understand that low testosterone is not the only cause of depression or anxiety. Mental health is influenced by sleep, stress, physical health, relationships, genetics, and many other biological and psychological factors. If someone experiences ongoing depression or severe mood changes, hormone levels are only one part of a much larger picture.
Testosterone also plays a role in how the brain processes information. Research suggests it helps support certain aspects of cognition, including attention, spatial reasoning, mental processing speed, and working memory. When testosterone becomes significantly low, some individuals describe experiencing brain fog. They may struggle to concentrate, process information efficiently, or remember details. Scientists are still studying exactly how testosterone affects different parts of the brain, but current evidence suggests it helps maintain normal cognitive function, rather than dramatically increasing intelligence. Having more testosterone doesn't automatically make someone smarter.
Testosterone begins shaping male development long before birth. During fetal development, it helps form the male reproductive organs. As boys reach puberty, testosterone levels rise dramatically. This triggers many of the changes associated with becoming an adult. The testes enlarge. The penis develops. The prostate gland grows. The voice deepens because the vocal cords become thicker. Facial hair starts appearing. Body hair increases on the chest, arms, legs, and underarms. Shoulders broaden. Muscle mass increases. Bones become denser and stronger. The body begins producing millions of sperm every day through a process called spermatogenesis.
Without sufficient testosterone, many of these developmental changes either don't occur properly or happen much more slowly. But testosterone doesn't disappear after puberty. It continues working throughout adult life to maintain these functions.
Many people are surprised to learn that testosterone is also essential for women. Although women produce much lower levels, the hormone still plays several critical roles. It contributes to sexual desire. It helps preserve muscle mass. It supports bone strength, especially as women age. It influences energy levels. It supports mood and overall well-being. And together with estrogen, testosterone helps maintain normal reproductive health. Having too little testosterone can reduce energy and libido. Having too much, often due to medical conditions like polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, can lead to acne, excessive facial hair growth, and menstrual irregularities. So testosterone isn't a male-only hormone. It's a human hormone. The body simply uses different amounts depending on biological sex and individual physiology.
Now, let's address one of the biggest myths about testosterone. Many people believe testosterone is simply the aggression hormone. Reality is much more complicated. Research shows testosterone may increase competitiveness and sensitivity to social status in certain situations. It can encourage behaviors aimed at gaining or maintaining status. Sometimes that appears as confidence, sometimes leadership, sometimes persistence. And in certain situations, it may contribute to aggressive behavior. But aggression itself depends on many other factors, including personality, childhood experiences, stress levels, alcohol or drug use, cultural norms, current situation, other hormones such as cortisol.
In fact, studies suggest testosterone can promote pro-social behavior, such as fairness, generosity, or cooperation, when those behaviors improve social status or reputation. In other words, testosterone doesn't tell your brain how to win. It simply increases the motivation to succeed in a given social environment. The outcome depends on the individual and the situation. That's why two people with similar testosterone levels can behave completely differently.
When testosterone falls below healthy levels, the effects can be widespread. In men, symptoms may include low energy, reduced muscle mass, increased body fat, decreased bone density, lower sex drive, erectile dysfunction, reduced fertility, difficulty concentrating, mood changes. Women can also experience problems when testosterone becomes too low. Possible symptoms include reduced libido, fatigue, lower muscle strength, reduced sense of well-being, lower bone density over time. These symptoms can have many different causes, so they should never be used to diagnose low testosterone without proper medical evaluation.
Can you have too much testosterone? Absolutely. Just as too little testosterone can cause problems, so can too much. Some medical conditions naturally increase testosterone, but the biggest concern is the misuse of anabolic steroids. These synthetic forms of testosterone are sometimes used to build muscle rapidly. While they may temporarily increase strength and muscle size, long-term misuse can seriously disrupt the body's natural hormone production. Possible consequences include infertility, testicular shrinkage, acne, liver damage, increased blood pressure, elevated risk of cardiovascular problems, mood instability, hormonal imbalance after stopping steroid use. The body functions best when hormones remain within their natural healthy range. More is not always better.
Fortunately, healthy lifestyle habits can help support normal testosterone production. These include getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night, performing regular resistance exercise and staying physically active. Eating a balanced diet with enough protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. Maintaining a healthy body weight. Managing chronic stress. Limiting excessive alcohol consumption. Avoiding anabolic steroid misuse. It's also important to remember that testosterone naturally changes with age. A gradual decline is a normal part of aging and doesn't automatically require treatment. Anyone concerned about symptoms should consult a qualified healthcare professional rather than relying on online advice or unregulated supplements.
Testosterone is far more than a hormone for muscles or masculinity. It shapes human development before birth. It supports reproduction. It helps maintain muscles, bones, blood, and metabolism. It contributes to energy, motivation, mood, cognitive function, and sexual health. And despite popular myths, it doesn't determine who you are. Your character, decisions, relationships, and environment matter just as much, if not more. Whether you're a man or a woman, the goal isn't to have the highest testosterone possible. The goal is balance. Because in biology, balance is where the human body performs at its best. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks testosterone is just the muscle hormone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.